Hey Magda,
Hi, Tom. How
how
are
are
you?
you? Good.
I was first.
Yes. Good. Ready to go. Beautiful day once again. So let's just jump straight into it. First story of the day.
Okay, the first story is about opportunity for representatives of Polish startups to feel like in a James Bond movie, because intelligence agencies are increasingly looking for support from young, innovative companies that are able to provide them with new spy tools. Agencies from the USA, Israel, and Great Britain, like CIA, MI6, and Mossad, are investing in Polish startups.
Great story. Very interesting. Yes. Uh,
Yeah.
so a lot of these guys are, these new companies are doing things in the areas of space, which of course is booming, satellites booming, face recognition, any sort of ID. So it's a booming sector. I didn't know that the agencies were actually investing in these companies, but it makes sense. So they're buying from them. They might as well be owning them as well. Interesting story. Yeah, are you a big James Bond fan?
Could you repeat?
Are you a big James Bond fan?
James Bond. Yeah. I saw, I think, the all of the movies with James Bond, and I'm waiting for the next chapter, for the newest James Bond.
Well, I think all of the girls that I've spoken to love the new Daniel Craig Bond. So that must be, anyway, are you a fan of him?
Yeah. I like
Okay,
him.
we're going to jump on. Next story.
Poland aims to regulate cryptocurrency trading with fines 100,000 zlotys. The new Anti-Money Laundering Act has introduced major changes to the cryptocurrency market. The regulations specify who will be able to report and register activities aimed at trading these virtual assets.
Yeah, interesting. So, of course, the regulations coming to this very unregulated cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc. Not what they want. Hard to do. Will be interesting to see how much regulation gets coming. But I think as well that I understand that the Warsaw Stock Exchange is working on more ways to accommodate more of the cryptocurrency exchanges in the trade. So we'll watch this space. Hot new area. Have you owned any Bitcoin yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm a little afraid because I don't really well know this market, so I decided not to invest my money into it.
All right, next story, real estate story.
Yeah, Rhino.io buys 5 logistics parks in Poland for UK's Grosvenor Group. Polish Logistics LPP advised on the transaction, Dentons and CBRE, and the seller Allen and Overy and JLL. Debt financing was provided by BNP Paribas Bank Polska.
Yeah, and in this newsletter, we're trying to really not get distracted or get too focused on the real estate, commercial real estate, because it's so big and so much, and other guys are doing that sector very well, like Real Property, Craig Smith. So we're trying to stay focused on different areas, but it's hard to resist it sometimes. And of course, the logistics is huge play on e-commerce. It affects everyone, booming worldwide, and Poland just on fire in this space. Okay, next story.
Propergate raises €1 million seed round to digitalize construction site logistics. Investors involved in the round include leading international investment funds, SMOG, like Dragon Venture, and Realty Corporation Limited. They are joined by a number of private investors: Stanisław Franka, partner at Cornerstone Partners, Grzegorz Strutyński, country manager for GTC, Paweł Wierzbicki, CEO of Schindler Polska, and Tomasz Trzusło, CEO of EPP.
Yeah, so this is more of the digital world coming to the undigital or the slow adopters of real estate, but particularly construction sites. I mean, that's really kind of one of the last things to hit the digitalization world. I don't know the idea of this Propergate precisely, but I do know the Tomasz from what was previously JLL, and of course Frinka, who was previously HP Revis. I mean, these guys know the sector. If they're backing it, it's probably got very good prospects. We'll watch this Propergate 1 million seed round. I'm sure they'll go out pretty soon for a next round. Watch the space closely. Okay, next story.
Hypermine considering IPO on NewConnect. Hypermine supplier of food proteins based on insects, is planning to build a new technology center and is considering co-financing the investment from IPO funds via a new Connect listing.
Yeah, I got two thoughts about this. First of all, they're doing a mass supply of insects as a source of protein.
Yeah.
So for animals.
I'm wondering what kinds of insects.
Well, they'll probably never tell you, and you'll probably be eating it pretty soon in your cheeseburgers and your kielbasa. Who knows what?
Oh, I'm afraid a little. Did you try insects?
Not that I know of. I probably did, but I just probably didn't know it.
Okay.
I'm sure we will in the future. Anyway, what the second thought about this is that we asked yesterday for some suggestions and feedback, and we already got our first suggestion yesterday. So we had, the idea was to cover more on the Polish Stock Exchange, so the Warsaw Stock Exchange, and this is a Hypermine, an IPO on New Connect coming up. We'll be starting to do a bit more coverage of the, let's say, small and mid cap companies. We don't want to cover the big caps that everyone covers, but we try to kind of pull up some interesting nuggets of insights into some of the Polish small and mid cap companies on New Connect and on the main market. So we'll come back to this a bit later. Okay, next story.
Banking veteran Jagiełło suddenly quits state-run PKO, shares drop 9%. Zbigniew Jagiełło unexpectedly quit as chief executive officer of PKO Bank Polski after serving almost 12 years at the helm of Poland's largest lender. Do you know the reasons why he decided to quit?
I don't know the reasons at all, but I know that typically when a CEO leaves abruptly from a company, it throws up lots of questions. So this throws up more questions than answers. I think that's why the shares have been dropped 9%. Is it politics? Is it something that hasn't been disclosed inside PKO? We don't know the answers to it. It's likely to be political issues, given that this is a very big state-owned bank. But we'll see. We'll follow that. Interesting. It could be opportunity for some people to jump back into the shares. They might rally back immediately, but we'll find out soon. Interesting story. We'll keep following it. Next story.
Sungrow expands in Poland through partnership with Menlo Electric. The Polish solar market is expected to keep a sustained growth trajectory over the years.
Yeah, not much to say.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, PV, you know, it's coming, it's big, it's sunshine today, it's coming, the prices are coming way down of all the solar PV panels. It's getting competitive without any subsidies whatsoever. So that's a space we'll keep following. The business is growing big time. Enough said. Next story.
Wrocław's hot startup scheme. SaaS, B2B, and MedTech. According to Startup Wrocław, sectors such as e-commerce like Divante and ShopTrotter, digital health, Informatica, Sense DX, software like Tuplux, Droids on Roids, Analytics, Pivik Pro, work and HR like Kadromierz and Challenge Rocket, and EdTech, Lerni, Flash Robotics are hot.
You must have be working your magic to get coverage of Wrocław, your hometown, into today's news. Anyway, it is a hot sector. Wrocław is booming. The one thing that also is interesting that we didn't cover yet is that in October, the annual, actually twice a year, Wolf Summit is moving to Wrocław after doing 13 editions in Warsaw. They're shifting to Wrocław.
Yes.
So big deal. The city of Wrocław is very excited about it. Big deal for Wrocław as a city. And they're expecting, you know, a couple of thousand people coming to Wrocław on the tech scene. I think it's late October 19, 20.
Okay, that's nice. I'm really glad that I live here.
Yes, hot place, good place. Next story.
Millennium Bank aims to settle Swiss franc issue, sees no need to raise capital. The Polish Supreme Court was expected to issue a highly anticipated guidance on FX loans last night that would have an impact on the way banks reach settlements with their clients. The court's building has, however, been evacuated due to a bomb threat.
Okay, are you a conspiracy theorist person? Do you think of conspiracies first?
No.
Or this coincidence? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would make you think, if you're about to rule on a thing that affects a financial thing that affects hundreds of thousands of consumers, bomb threat, Supreme Court ruling coming out tonight. Who knows? Hard to say, but nevertheless, really what's going on is this, again, this foreign exchange settlement, the Swiss franc issue. It's going to be settled by many of the banks pretty soon. We'll see which ones jump in, get it behind them, and the other ones will then continue to fight, but we'll find out news about that probably in the coming days. Okay, next story.
Blaupunkt enters the Polish PV market through Hypermine. Hypermine is the only company in Poland to offer photovoltaic panels, converters, and energy storage manufactured by Blaupunkt.
Not much to say. Again, PV, solar play, more of that coming. Enough said. Next story.
British Airways adds Wrocław to its network. The routes and breadth to the airline's schedule and will operate from the beginning of July, running throughout summer.
Throughout the summer, right? That's in fact, so BA is also launching new flights to Gdańsk very soon. This news is coming from our partner, British Chamber of Commerce. We have a number of partnerships with different chambers of commerce, including the Portuguese, the British, a few more. And most importantly to me is flights. Great, people are flying, they're moving, something's happening. We can get on an airplane again one day. So good to see some action. You know, the UK is doing great. We hope Poland is coming very soon, but that's a good telltale sign that there's some more business activity, more tourism activity. I hope that's a strong positive sign for the Polish economy too, popping up pretty soon.
Yeah, if someone has family or friends in Heathrow, it's a very good occasion to visit them for a weekend, because there will be 2 courses during the week to Heathrow. So
okay, 2 flights.
Yeah,
so we have
2 flights.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
That's all for today.
Okay, good. We're back on tomorrow, 13 May. Enjoy the rest of the day. And as I said yesterday, give us feedback, give us suggestions. We have some new things coming up next week, which I'll tell you about early next week. But we want feedback, suggestions. Anything is welcome, and we will react to it very quickly, as we already have from yesterday's feedback. Thank you, and see you tomorrow, Magda.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.